3.97 billion of real-world assets is parked on the XRP Ledger tonight, and the crowd has no idea. I pulled the number up live myself. Real buildings, real treasury funds, real private credit, 373 of them, all on the same rails your 5,000 XRP lives on, and not one of them moves without XRP paying the fee. I'll show you what that sets for your stack. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want more XRP news. Let's go to the first tape. Here on the RWA.xyz website for the XRP Ledger, we see distributed asset value, $368 million. They're RWA tokens using the blockchain as a distribution layer, enabling on-chain investors to subscribe, hold, and manage assets directly through their own wallets or custodians. We have a represented asset value of just shy of $4 billion. That's RWA tokens using the blockchain as a recording layer, enhancing transparency, reconciliation, and operational efficiency without enabling on-chain investors transfer or distribution. We have RWA holders, 194. We have in the last 30 days over $18 million of transfer volume. Stablecoin holders, over 60,000. Stablecoin market up to $800 million. We can see RWA count, 373. And here we can understand exactly how it works. Like, we can see the Ondo short-term US government bonds is over $229 billion. We've got the Montes Group Limited and even more. Fisherman Capital Fund. Then we see at the bottom here, XRP Ledger, RWA league table, using RLUSD as the main value proposition, over $764 million. $3.97 billion represented asset value on the XRP Ledger, printed by an outside treasury Ripple does not own. Here is what that phrase means in the plainest words I have. Tokenization is one long word covering a short idea. You take something real, a treasury bill, a loan, a building, and you put a legal claim on it into the XRP Ledger so it travels the way an email travels. RWA.xyz counts 373 of those claims living there right now. But first, I want you to see who parked them there, because RLUSD sits at the top, as mentioned, at $764 million. Ondo Finance is second at $212 million. Then we have Zeconomy, carries a Guggenheim treasury product at $40 million. Societe Generale's Digital Arm is on that list at over $11 million too. So is Circle. Scroll the chart, legend, and you actually get real assets. You've got Dubai Marina Mall Hotel, Park Ridge Tower C, Live Residence, actual Dubai properties, tokenized on the same XRP Ledger your stack sits on. The one figure on that page I want burned into your head is the hold account. Set the stablecoins to one side, and RWA counts 194 wallets, holding everything else, up 22% in the last 30 days. 194. That is the ground floor, and Ondo's founder already said why he came. Let's take a listen.
So we're really excited to finally be able to bring OUSG to XRP Ledger, the decentralized public blockchain, to continue to build institutional grade cash products alongside Ripple. That's something that a lot of our institutional clients have been really drawn to. It's about routing capital and assets to make a financial system that is ultimately faster, fairer, and more accessible to everyone. Tokenization is not just a pilot or a stepping stone, but actually has real commercial utility today. And we've seen that in the numbers, 200 billion plus in stablecoins, 5 billion plus in tokenized treasuries. And our offerings now between OUSG and RLUSD are used every day, constantly in production. We have real investors instantly minting and redeeming, in many cases, tens of millions of dollars at a single point in time. And this is that watershed inflection point moment.
Tokenization is not just a pilot or a stepping stone. That is Nathan Allman, founder and chief executive of Ondo Finance, speaking on Ripple's channel, and every word of it paid off by the page you just watched. He said he was bringing OUSG, his tokenized treasury product, onto the XRP Ledger, and RWA.xyz prints that exact product at $212 million today. He put the industry as a whole at $5 billion plus of tokenized treasuries. He said OUSG and RLUSD are used every day consistently in production. Not a trial, not a press release, a working business already running. Now here's the part the XRP price chart will never show you, and it is the reason I'm so relaxed about all of this. When a firm like that issues on the XRP Ledger, it does not ask Ripple and it does not ask a bank. It pays the XRP Ledger itself in XRP. Give me 60 seconds with the XRP Ledger's own handbook and you'll see the exact line where that is written down. Here we can see directly on the XRP Ledger's documentation itself. We can actually scroll down right here and we can see the asset class category RWA, so real world assets. And here the definition, tokens representing real world assets which derive value from legally enforceable claims on physical or off-chain financial assets. So there it is in the handbook of the XRP Ledger itself, and it publishes it for you in a table anybody can open. Asset class, RWA token, tokens representing real world value, which derive value from legally enforceable claims on physical or off-chain financial assets. Underneath it, the subclasses, we have real estate, treasury, private credit, commodity, equity. The XRP Ledger does not stumble into tokenized buildings and T-bills by accident. It was a category for them, written into the machine, and a shelf for each kind. And then the clause that ties all of this straight to your 5,000 XRP. Every multi-purpose token issued on the XRP Ledger makes its issuer set aside 0.2 XRP, locked for as long as that issuance exists. It's small on its own, but now multiply it by every fund, every building, every credit deal that wants a home here. That is XRP demand. That has nothing to do with anybody tapping a buy button. One question before the next page, and I actually want the answer from you. Which of these two fills the XRP Ledger faster? Tokenized treasuries or tokenized properties? Drop treasuries or properties in the comment section. I read every single one. Tap the like, subscribe, and notification bell while you're down there. Hold on, because the second registry is about to check the first one. Different team, different database, the same figure. DeFi Llama tags Ondo's XRP Ledger book as RWA and prints it as $212 million against it. That is exactly the same as the last number we saw from a completely separate company. So two independent registries, two separate databases landing on one figure. So nobody has to take a spokesperson's word for any of it. The record is open for you at midnight. You can check it in your pajamas. That openness is what serious money needs before it moves. And the names on that league table are already there. The same names, RLUSD as the XRP Ledger's native stablecoin, and counts over 34,000 addresses active in the last 24 hours. Now the part I refuse to dress up because you deserve the full picture. $3.97 billion is real, and $3.97 billion is also small. A rounding error next to what global finance moves before lunch. This is early, but early is the only reason a hold account is still 194 and it's still available to a normal person. And we saw that number up 22% in the last 30 days. In a minute, I'll put tonight's live number on your 5,000 XRP. So here we have the live XRP chart in front of you, and the XRP price sits at $1.06. Every line on this board is simple math. It's not a forecast. 5,000 XRP costs about $5,350 tonight. Put that stack against a $10 XRP price and it will print $50,000. At $40, it shows $200,000. Six figures. One rail carries the whole ladder. Nobody gets to hand you a date, and I won't pretend anybody can. This is obviously not financial advice. But what I can put in front of you is exactly what the two of us read together tonight. One real number at a time. Nearly $4 billion of real-world assets represented on the XRP Ledger. 373 of them to buy property and treasury products in the same list. Ondo founder on camera calling tokenization real commercial utility rather than a pilot or a stepping stone. An asset class named RWA written into the XRP Ledger Zone handbook, 0.2 XRP locked away for every multi-purpose token issued on it, and 194 holders climbing 22% in a month on a network designed to move money across the entire world. Alongside them, over 60,000 wallets already holding stablecoins on the same XRP ledger. The banks that spent a decade calling this a toy are the ones filing the paperwork now, and not one of them can create a single new XRP. Nobody can. The whole supply was finished on day one. No mine, no printer, no company that can vote another one into being. So when a fund, a bank, or a property registry decides the XRP ledger is where its assets are going to live, it has to walk into the same open market you are already standing in. It buys its seats from people like you and me at whatever the screen prints that morning. That meter is why I sleep fine owning XRP. Your 5,000 XRP is not sitting there waiting for a headline. It already has the ticket in the room every other one of these assets is moving into. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're enjoying this XRP news content, and I'll see you in the next video.